Frooglesim videos are powered by Jetline Systems.
Hello YouTube, this is Frugal here at FlightSimExpo in Orlando of all places, which is my hometown, so couldn't resist coming along. It's been an interesting couple of days. There's been a couple of surprises here. For example, Thrustmaster at last unveiled their very, very long-awaited FA-18C Hornet stick, which is a replacement stick for their Warthog. So if you have the Warthog, you'll be able to unscrew the stick and put the Hornet stick on top of it, which is very cool. I didn't even know that was... I knew it was coming. I wasn't expecting to see it here today.
Flight Sim. We've been in Flight Sim. Thrustmaster's been in Flight Sim since 1990, the biggest Flight Sim hardware provider in the world. So we're here to interact with the fans. The biggest Flight Sim show in the US. So we're taking advantage of it and showing them all of the cool new stuff that we do and interacting with the fans and hearing what they want. The actual main reason, at least marketing-wise, that we're here is to launch the new FA-18C Hornet stick. This is an add-on grip that the community's been looking for, talking about for over 2 years, probably for our, because of us teasing it for over 2 years. Of course, they've been highly demanded. We're finally launching it here at the event with a launch date, with a pre-order button. You can actually pre-order it today with a price and all that information that people have been desperate for years. It's $229. It's pre-orderable now on Amazon.com this weekend only, but starting on Monday it can be pre-ordered anywhere.
The other big thing, of course, is Honeycomb are here. Honeycomb with their extremely highly anticipated mid-range yoke and throttle quadrant. It really is an impressive piece of kit, and the price point looks fantastic. I think it's around $200 or $250 for the yoke and about $200 for the throttle quadrant as well. And there are a ton of buttons and customizability and options and stuff on that yoke. I'll be showing you more footage of that in here in a second.
Well, I came up with the idea for the company in 2012 while I was still working for SciTech, because I thought the community needed something that was driven by the passion to create something that's really great and not just selling products. So I decided to not try to do everything myself, but to use expert help from different sources, because I'm not a mechanical engineer, I'm not an industrial designer, but I had a vision of what I wanted to do. So I went to Precision Flight Controls, which makes really high-end FAA-approved simulators, and I did a cooperation with them where they created the mechanical internal parts to create just the right feel for the motion with a really strict target price point, because we wanted to hit mass market and have everybody be able to afford it. Because making a $1,000 yoke that's great is no problem, but making a $250 yoke that's great is really difficult. So we worked with that. Took quite a while, over a year, just to do the mechanical engineering. And then next to that, I was working with a guy from Southern California, a design company that designed the Microsoft Surface for Microsoft, so a very talented industrial designer. And basically, I wanted it to be not designed like a generation yoke, not designed like a commercial yoke. I wanted it to be a hybrid. I wanted anybody sit with it and say, I can imagine this is in the aircraft that I'm flying. So it's very much a mix of designs that creates this more hybrid version of a yoke that could be used in any cockpit. And so we did that when we set days with clay models, and just to get the right ergonomic feel for simmers and for real world pilots, because we wanted to use it for student pilots as well. And it's funny, flight simmers and student pilots or pilots hold the yoke completely different. So you had to do an ergonomic that fitted how student pilots would hold it, which usually with 3 fingers, and with how the simmers would hold it, which usually with 2 hands. So it has to fit both ergonomics, and that was a major task. And then combining that mechanical design, squeezed down into the size where it fits in the box, with the industrial design, and get just the right feel. And I know people have been waiting really patiently. I'm the most impatient of all of us. I want to bring this to market, but I didn't want to bring a half-assed product to market. So really, the last 6 months have been fine-tuning, just get it right, moving into mass production, and right now we're in mass production.
Right.
So delivery at factory after the quality control is mid-August, and anybody who pre-orders on the site, we ship directly from the factory, so they get it 4 weeks before anybody else. Yeah, so official MSRP is $249. but we're doing pre-orders for everybody who's waiting for it for $220. And then the Throttle, which is coming a little bit later, we focus on getting Yoke done first, and then slided our attention to the Throttle. So we just approved tooling for that. Tooling takes about 2 months to create the injection tool for it. It's a massive thing that weighs a metric ton. Costs almost $200,000 to make just for the injection tooling. And once that's done, we've got to do fine-tuning again. I'm not completely happy with the tension on the levers, so we're not going to compromise. If it takes a few weeks longer, then it takes a few weeks longer. It's got to feel just right. And but my timing is that right around New Year's, that's going to be available in stores. Pre-launch, pre-order price is going to be $199, and then it's going to, after launch, it's going to go up to $249, just like the Yokes are going to be at the same price point.
A couple of other things going on here today. Yesterday, in fact, is Parallel 42, which is a new venture, and it was shrouded in mystery as to what Parallel 42 is. And it's a venture from Sky Lounge, who are a bunch of streamers, and also Kevin Menard, who is FSFX Packages, or Old Prop, or whatever they call themselves now. I prefer FSFX Packages. They have come up with this kind of community-driven, online... what is the word? Mission system, I guess. So you'll be able to undertake various missions and tasks and challenges within the sim and interact with other people. And these missions range from just delivering cargo, delivering passengers, to drug smuggling of all things and evading the authorities and that kind of stuff. It does actually look pretty cool. There are some neat features in that package, which I'm very interested to learn more about.
All right, so I'll tell you what Parallel 42 made. We made a product called the SkyPark. The name, as it alludes, is a place of fun, bringing a little bit of a gamification back into flight sim. The days of those FSX missions and doing adventurous, fun things have returned. It's an entire ecosystem, a platform that allows us to control elements within the sim from a tablet, virtual 3D objects that we can drop into the sim. When you load cargo, for example, we'll talk cargo right now, you load cargo, you actually see the cargo element outside of your aircraft. You load it through a tablet that can be literally anywhere. The one in my hand, that one, or even inside your virtual cockpit. 3D elements, full persistent. If you go to bed and you drop the box out at an airport because you couldn't complete a flight, the next morning the box is there. If your friend comes by and decides to take it for you, the box is there. Multiplayer all the way through and through as far as the elements go. However, aircraft, you're completely welcome to do that multiplayer level on any of your favorite networks, be it VATSIM or Project Fly, etc., etc. The center of the universe here is what we call the SkyPad. This is a ground-up design, pixel to pixel, each line of code our own. Jobs, they're managed here. Beautiful ecosystem based on live trade data. So it's always changing every day. YoFlight, which is our flight tracking application, that's here. It's synchronized everywhere. So you're seeing the planes flying wherever they are, from wherever you are. That means you could be at the office watching your plane in flight. It loads advanced flight plans, anything that can create a PLN file, SimBrief, AvlaSoft DFB, etc. You don't need to import, you don't need to upload. We read it automatically, it's there. Manifest is where you load your cargo. That's where you manage what's on board, what's nearby. The True World Persistence technology also allows us to measure proximity. So if you're not near the box, you can't load the box. We're removing the element of pretend from your mind and putting it in front of you. Skyblogs, the other beautiful feature. We've taken the concept of flight logging and made it absolutely beautiful. From here, I'm logging everything about this active flight over there. I could see this interface from my work, from my home, from the toilet if I want. The weather update, the takeoff data, the landings, and yes, screenshots. From here, off of that, into here, instantly developed, world-class. Aha, you had to look outside the camera on that, didn't you? You looked beyond the camera on that one, Pete. So, absolutely incredible. This is out summer 2019. We're putting finishing touches on it now. We need to all be at our battle stations. And now, one more wow moment for you. This job world is cool, but Mr. Frugal and a lot of you out there have lots of custom airports that you've invested money on. The bad thing about doing that, we're all guilty of it, the new Fly Tampa, Los Angeles, Las Vegas comes out, and we forget about the ones we bought before. You'll see some in blue. Those are all custom. They're custom because we've built the very first option ever seen anywhere to prefer custom scenery. And now the world that you fly will not include any of those rectangular, boring default airports ever again. Sky candy everywhere you go. Welcome to the SkyPark.
Other than that, 1C Game Studios are here showing off the latest aircraft in Flying Circus, which look pretty cool. They actually had a really cool setup with a full motion VR sim going on. I didn't try that. The line to get on that yesterday was immense. Today I'm feeling a bit delicate. It's tradition at FlightSimExpo that Saturday night is just a mess. And it really, really was.
Well, we're here showing Sturmovik Great Battle Series. If anybody knows anything about our products, we're working on Battle of Bodenplatte, which we're slowly getting towards the end of the development cycle. And we're here showing our new ME262 a jet, which this guy's flying over here. We also set up a motion sim here that you've probably seen footage of, with a couple with the VR goggles. It's pretty awesome. So we're just here showing our wares and enjoying the camaraderie of the flight sim community. Funny enough, it'll probably be available tomorrow or Tuesday. Very soon. The update is ready.
TFDI Design are also here showing off Pack X and what that product can do. I'm actually quite interested to get my hands on that and try it out. Lots of networky stuff as well. Obviously, VATSIM are usually here. POSCON are here, which is kind of the growing, somewhat in development alternative network to VATSIM. Now, every year at these events, we also see quite a lot of high-end add-on manufacture. I mean, crazy high-end, like full training cockpits and full training panels and all this kind of stuff. Actually seeing, I think, more of them this year than ever before. You've got Elite Simulations, Diagama, strange name, Diagama are here. Obviously, VirtualFly are here with their system, the solo panel and all the other panels, as well as Yoke the Yoke and rudder pedals and all that good stuff as well. I think perhaps one of the most impressive, though, is a company called Scalaki Engineering, who have a full A320 cockpit that you can buy for your home, or more realistically, your flight school that you operate.
So here at the show, we brought all of our different alloy products to showcase. We also brought here our Redbird TD, which is classified as a basic aviation training device by the FAA. Along with that device, the big splash that we brought this year was the Redbird MX2.
The MX2 being
the cockpit actually is representing a P-51. So this is one of our full motion units that we customized specifically for EAA. We're going to be bringing it with us this summer to Oshkosh. So on the home side of things, it's the alloy products, our YK1, TH2, RD1, and things are going great. Show's been wonderful. Community here is great, so it's been a pleasure to be here.
All right, I'm here with Henry Cavill from the movie Superman. I'm sorry, Magnus from Navigraph. How are you doing?
I'm very well, thank you.
Tell me what you guys are showing on the show here.
Here in the Navigraph booth at Fsexpo, we're showing two products. We're showing the Navigraph charts, newly released Navigraph charts, and over here at this section here we have FMS Data Manager. So these are the two products that we have, charts and nav data. So let's talk about the charts. They were released 2 or 3 weeks ago, and they're featuring map overlays, approach visualization. We have a route calculator in there, and we revamped the UI so that it's more intuitive to use. And we're getting a lot of positive feedback here. So it's great to be here.
I am showing off SimVector. It's my live map that is also doing some flight planning. So it's very linear zoom. You can zoom all the way in, see taxiways, gates. You get weather. You get the FAA charts. It's all around a very good application. It's available for free. We also are doing. We also have a premium option in the works right now for because bandwidth is not cheap. So we have that in the works. And then over here we have our new broadcast graphics system, which, based on actions you do within the sim, it actually does things like pull V speeds from your FMS directly. It clicks through them when you're going through departures. It's able to do. It's a fully dynamic system.
Very cool. When is all this going to be available?
So SimVector is going to be available this week. Yes, this week. And then this is going to be available in a couple months.
All right. Good to see you, Taylor.
Good to see
So
you.
that's just a brief roundup of what's been going on at FlightSimExpo. There's a lot to see here. It's bigger than ever this year. I think they had a couple of thousand people turn up, and it's a much better venue actually here in Orlando. But next year it's back to Las Vegas, and I don't know if I'll be going. I probably will actually be going to that one. I didn't go to the Las Vegas one, but I will go to this. Tons of stuff to see, tons of stuff to do. I didn't cover all of it because there's just too much, and honestly I'm exhausted. I've been doing a lot of shaking hands and saying hi to people and learning things as well. Lots of cool things to see and to learn and to get along with. It's been an event. Thank you to everybody that came along. Thank you to everybody that came up to me and said hi. Thanks to everybody that came to the Virtual Fly and Jetline booth when we did the giveaway yesterday. It's just been incredible. But that's it. Next week we'll have a regular news show, and I'll dig in a little bit more depth as to some of the stories that we covered here at FlightSimExpo today. Until then, my name is Frugal. Until next time, I'll see you all very soon.
Frooglesim videos are powered by Jetline systems.